Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Guiding Star. Today I will talk about the creative question number 1 from chapter number 14. This video is only for class 6 students. So at first we will look at the questions. So here we can find a box. In this box there were 3 columns. First one is X, second one is Y, and third one is Z. The components of column X: soil, water, air, light, and the component of Y is paddy plant, and another is component of Z is man. The first question is, what is environment? Second question, what do you mean by pollution? Third question is, how does organism of Y column depend on the components of column X? Explain. And then number D, the organism of column Z depends on both X and Y columns. So first question is, what is environment? All the living organisms and non-living objects that exist surrounding us is called the environment. Next question is, what do you mean by pollution? Pollution is the introduction of contaminants into the natural environment that cause adverse change. Major forms of pollution are soil pollution, noise pollution, water pollution. For example, if water is contaminated by germs, then one may be affected by diseases by drinking this polluted water. Now I will go to the third question. How does the organism of Y, that means paddy plant, depend on the component of column X? That means how paddy depends on soil, water, air, and light. So there is a close relationship present between the living components and non-living components. We already know this. So what is living component? Here paddy plant is a living component. On the other hand, the components of column X are soil, water, air, and light. All of them are non-living component. So we know this, that there is a close relationship between living things and non-living things. The dependency of paddy plant with soil, air, and light is immense. How? Paddy receives water from soil and carbon dioxide from air. Paddy uses sunlight to prepare food, which is known as photosynthesis process. In this process, paddy produces glucose and oxygen as products. So here all the things, that means which is in column X, soil is needed for paddy, water is needed for paddy plant, air is needed for paddy plant, light is also needed for paddy plant. So we can say the organism of Y column depends on the components of column X. Now we'll talk about the fourth questions. The organism of column Z, that means man, how depends on both column. That means how man depends on soil, water, air, light, and how man depends on paddy plant. Here two kind of things are present. One is living component and another is non-living component. But human being is dependent on these components directly or indirectly. Human cannot live without water, air, light, and soil. So we can say that human depend on column X. That means the component of column X. So again, human cannot produce their own food. So for this reason they depend on plants to get their food. So paddy prepares food by using the component of column X and releases oxygen in the air. So human being takes food and receives oxygen from paddy plant, so which is essential for human beings. So we can say the components of both column X and Y are essential for the livelihood of human being. So thank you very much. I will try my best to complete the next creative question in the next video. Assalamu alaikum.